Chelsea Jones, and I'm the owner and photographer for Vitality Images Photography in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. I am an Album Epoca customer, and today I want to share with you one of the major reasons that I am a customer with Album Epoca. So I'm going to open up their site here to get started. I provide a wide variety of photography services, from weddings to family photography to child portraits to commercial works. So I need a diverse product line, and I need a product line that can allow me to build albums and, in this case, event books as well. The nice thing about Album Epoca is they have amazing products that are all handmade in Italy. They are beautiful. They have great tactile material that I love to give to my clients. And their price points are very versatile, depending on the price point of your photography and your clientele. It's very customizable and adjustable. Like everybody, I'm a really busy person. I have a part-time photography business. I'm also a clinician, and right now I'm also a full-time PhD student as well. My life doesn't work unless things are streamlined and unless I have found efficiencies. And those efficiencies are one of the big things that attracted me to Album Epoca. I have great service and support, but for album building, their Veloce program has actually made me cut down hours of time in building album layouts and putting albums together. So today I'm going to show you a little bit about the Veloce program and how I build my albums, whether it's for a wedding, for a family, whichever. Here I'm at the albumepoca.com website, and I've already logged into my Album Epoca account. If you have not logged in, instead of the logout button here, it should say sign in. You can click that and then either sign up or put in your sign-in information. The nice thing about the website here is there's two different ways you can view it. The public viewing website provides the albums, event books, and other products in a way that you can use to advertise to your clients and allow them to see the wide variety of product options there are. So this is the public viewing event book site, and it's meant for your clients to take a look, see the options, and be impressed with them. So the nice thing about this is they can't look at the pricing, so they can't see the cost prices. On the contrary, if you go to the professional photographers part, which you can only access when you're logged in, and in this case, if we go to event book, we have a different site, and as you're customizing and ordering, you'll be able to see the cost prices as well. So the great thing about the event books is they're very versatile. They're a little more on the lower price range for your customers, and today I'm building a family photography book. And it really is this simple. You customize it, you upload your files. In this case today we're going to use Veloce for the layout. Oh, and there's Abbas. He's messaging me right now. And then you're going to order, and I'll show you how to do all those steps. The thing I love about the event books is there is such a variety of different materials and styles. There's lots of different sizes. There's vertical, horizontal, and square layouts. There's padded, non-padded. You can also do a photographic cover. So lots of different options depending on what your client needs are. So I'm making an event book today, and I'm making a fabric event book today. So I'm going to go up here and go to customize and order to start. All right. So I'm going to start by naming my book, and today I'm going to name it Our Family. The event type, I'm going to choose Family Portrait, and I'm going to go with material color. You can go with either the photographic cover or the material cover. And the cool thing about the builder here is it gives you the cost price that you're at, as well as a 3D rendering of the book that you're working on. So I'm going to switch this back to the material cover. All of the binding are great for event books. I really like the lay flat binding. I like panoramic spreads that cover both pages. So I'm going to go with the flat pages and the thick pages there. And for this one, I'm going to do 12 spreads. There's a number of different photographic options you can use for your prints. The matte photographic print is the more typical original version. The velvet photographic print is a really interesting texture. I love it. It has an absolutely awesome feel to it. I feel it's a little more matte in look, which is a little more trendy right now than the traditional matte. It's actually my favorite option, the velvet, but for this particular customer, I'm going to go with the matte because they have previous books that they've ordered from me in Album Epoca, and I want to keep it consistent with what they already have. Today we're going to do square, and the nice thing here is that for your sizes you can change it from centimeters to inches, and today I'm going to go with the 20 by 20 centimeters. Sorry, I'm going to go with the 10 by 10. I apologize. All right, so then we get to pick what kind of material that we're going to use. Again, there's tons of different material, and you can see the preview here on the side. Many different colors depending on the material. Again, we're going to go consistent with what we've went with this customer in the past. They previously had the Giotto fabric in light blue, and we're going to keep that nice and consistent. I'm going to go with no padding today, again, just because it's consistent with what they've had before. And for the debossing, I'm going to go with the UV graphics. So the nice thing about the UV graphics is they give you a number of options that you can use for different fonts and texts. For this one, I'm going to go Our Family. And again, I'm consistent with what they've ordered from me in the past. We're going to go with the location and the month and the year. All right. With the end paper, I'm going to go with coordinated. So it's the same material as the cover. And then I'm going to add the personalized end plate here. The nice thing about that is that it puts my brand name along with Album Epoca, so they can remember who made it. In the first row here, I'm going to go Chelsea Jones. Awesome. So here's my book so far. I have my cost price. I have what it looks like, and I'm going to click proceed. So there's different packaging you can also use for the books here. With my business, I always go with the material packaging. It is a nice, durable way to package the book, and it has a really nice professional look to it. And I'm going to go with the same material, the Giotto blue. UV graphics, the same as well. Family, same text, and proceed. All right, and that has been added to my shopping cart. So now I'm going to look at Veloce. There's a few different options you can use when you're building your album design. You can do it completely manual. You can use the assistance of AE Veloce, or, and this is one that you might be interested in as well, you can send your album design and your images to a professional album designer in Italy, and they'll do it for you. I have done this option in the past. It's a great way to outsource if you need to simplify and make things a little more efficient. I can tell you from experience that they do a fantastic job. If you want some changes, you can request that from them, or you can make those changes yourself after. They're definitely well versed in album design, composition, and rules. So the product is really, really nice when you get it back. But today I'm going to be a little more of a control freak, and I'm going to go with the Veloce. So I'm going to kind of pick the middleman, not completely manual, but I have a little bit of control there as well. I went with no color correction because my images have already been color corrected and edited on a color calibrated screen. So here I'm going to go to select images, and I've already selected my images and edited them for this task for the album building. And I have really slow internet, just so you guys know, but it is very quick to upload images to Album Epoca, which is something I really, really appreciate. So I have 62 images that I just selected. That doesn't mean I'm going to use them all, but very quickly they are uploaded to the software. So there's manual mode and automatic mode. Manual mode, you have complete control over what you're doing. And you're building your album from scratch. I'm going to go with automatic mode and show you how that works. So the next thing I'm going to do here is sort my images. I'm going to go by file name, so it's in order by the time that I took them. And I'm going to go through my images and star the ones that are my favorite, and then maybe remove a few that aren't quite what I'm going for or are duplicates. So I really like this one. This one's pretty cute. This one's cute. I like that one. Really like that one. I'm not sure why that's over there with the order, but the nice thing about that is that I can move it. I really like Dad and Baby right here. I like that one. Maybe I'm going, oh, these look too similar, so I'm going to delete a few. These look pretty similar here. I'm going to delete that, delete that. I like that one, and I know that they really liked that the dog was included. All right, awesome. So I have some selections here. Now I'm going to go continue. All right, so I left for about 10 minutes. I got a snack, had a donut, and came back here. Takes about 10 minutes to load up all the high resolution images. As you can see at the top there, they are uploading. But this is the first page of the layout that Album Epoca has made for me, and I'm going to go through the software here with you. At the top here we have our save button, and we can save once, oh there we go, it's all finished uploading the images, so once that's uploaded we can save. There we go. Right here is the preview button, and I'll show you that in a little bit. The cool thing about the previews is you can also share them with the client for them to say yay or nay, or submit any changes they might want. This is to go back. This is to add the finished album to the cart. If we go to the other side here, we can add pages, we can add text, we can add more images, we can redesign the book if we completely don't like it. We can pick our backgrounds and border colors based on the wheel palette if we want to color match to our photos, but there's a couple other quicker ways to do that as well that I'll show you. Then we also have the undo and redo. At the bottom here, our first button is the pages. So we can see all the pages and layouts in my book as the automatic Album Epoca Veloce has generated for me. We can move the pages if we want to. We can add pages. Next we have the images, and as you can see here, most of the images are opaque. That means that the images are already in the album. I'm going to go back here. If I go to this image and just quickly delete it, you can see that that image becomes non-transparent, and that tells me that that's one of the images that has not been used in the album yet. I can also sort my images, so I have all the images showing, or just the ones used in the page, or just the images that have not been used. So there we go. I'm going to go all images, and I'm going to put this one back. Here we have the different layouts. For this page right here, it looks like we used had a similar layout to that. If I want to change it, I can change different layouts here, and within those layouts I can put as many or as few photos as I desire. Let's go back with that one. Backgrounds and borders are kind of fun. As you can see, there's a whole bunch of solid color backgrounds here. I currently have it on white. If you want to add a color or a pattern to the background, you can. Let's, for just the heck of it, try this one here. I'm going to add the hearts. I'm going to click no because I don't want to add it to all the pages, but I can unlock it here and adjust the opacity so that the background isn't as as jarring as it was back this way. I'm going to reset it back to white, so I'm going to go back here and just delete the background. There are some cool items here though. Over here we have some more minimalistic patterns. We can add different things to the album, like dots and stars and all types of things, which makes it kind of fun. I'm going to go back here and reset it to white. For borders, we can change the background and change it to black, add some stripes or some borders. I'm going to try this one right now. If I wanted to, I could add those borders to the background as well. Again, right now I think I'm just going to go with white, but I just want to show you that there are different options there for classic and more creative backgrounds. As well, there's some fades that you can use here and some gradients. I'm not going to be using those today, but I did want to show you that they were there. All right, so I'm going to go back to the pages. I'm going to go into the page here. And actually the original one that I had, I liked the best. I messed with it a little bit, that's okay. Let's say I'm not satisfied with my book. I can go to redesign the book. Yes, I want to create a new version. I can come back here, I can add photos, delete photos, favorite different photos, and then I can go continue and have them rebuild the book again. Okay, so this is what I'm provided with on the first page. Let's say I go, that's better, that's closer, but I don't like the order that the images are in. We can click the whole thing in orange and rearrange them by clicking the icon here. If you want to send them to different photos to the back or to the front to make backgrounds, you can with these two here. And if you want to adjust the opacity, you can also use the slider there. Once you're satisfied with what you've done, you can click the lock button, and until you unlock it, it cannot be changed again. For this picture here, if I want to edit the position, I can click on there to edit the image, and I can move the image. This one's pretty close to fit, but I can move the image around a little bit. I can also change the slant if I want to, or the angle. I can change the direction. I can delete it. So there's a few different things there. If I want to check to see how good my photo is looking close up, or I want to focus in a little more, I can use those zoom in and zoom out buttons as well. All right. So I think for this first page, I like the images. I'm going to go to the layouts, but I'd like to see them a little bit bigger. So I think I'm going to go like that. And for now, I think I'm pretty happy with this first page. My style is fairly traditional and minimal. So that's kind of what I'm going for here. I'm not going to add any drop shadows or borders or anything like that in this book. Again, it's important to me that I'm consistent with what my client has had in the past. So let's start with this. I like this layout right here. So I'm going to go to the next page. And same thing, I also like this layout here. I don't love that even though it's the flat page here that I have the seam going right through baby's face. So again, I might rearrange the photos. Maybe I don't like this and I decided that I want to do something a little bit different to this layout. So I can fully customize and change the layout as well. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to images used in the page, and I'm going to delete them and start over with a different layout. Let's do this instead. Something like this. Back to my images. I like this one of baby. She's pretty cute. I'm going to bring the opacity down a bit. I don't necessarily need to use the layouts that are supplied as well. I can make my own, and that's exactly what I'm going to do here. And I think I'm gonna there we go. go, remove that image. And we can use the lines in the guides here to help us. There, I'm going to do that for that one. If I go back to not used images, I have this one of mom. I might add that one in here as well. Oh, I don't love that layout here. So maybe what I'll do is I'm going to delete that photo. I'm going to bring this back a little bit. And I want to use this as a background. So there, that's kind of cool. So I can push that button there, and right away we have that as the background. So I'm going to go with that. This page here, I like that image, but I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, you know what, it's maybe not quite as sharp as I want. So for now, I'm going to take that image out. I like that spread there. This one's pretty cute. There's a lot of feet on that one. I think what I might do is I might remove this one. Not digging the layout, so I'm going to come back here, try something like that. Still not digging the layout. Don't love that that's cutting in the middle there. There we go, that looks better to me. So lots of options there. So what I'm getting at here is that it's awesome that Album Veloce can give me, we can do the automatic version and get a good start. But if I want to play around a little bit, adjust things, kind of add my own style to it, there's lots of different things I can do. Whether your style is more traditional album building or adding something a little bit different, it's up to you, depending on what your client likes. Oh, we're going to go here, push that image to the back. There we go. Oops. It's really up to you how you want to do it. I like this page here. I like this page here. I think what I'm going to do with the layouts there is I want to see these pictures a little bit bigger. There, I think that layout's my favorite. These photos are pretty similar. I like them both though. So maybe what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this one and add that to the background like I did earlier. And you know what, I think I went a little bit overboard with the opacity. The more you click that icon at the bottom of the image there, the higher it goes. So I'm going to bring that back a little bit. Maybe I'm going to pick this layout here. Extend that a bit maybe. I like that. There we go. Maybe I'm going to get creative a little bit. So it's very easy. Like I said, saves me a ton of time. All right, so let's go with that for now. I'm going to save my project again. And then to go to the cart, we can go here, or we can go here. And here we have my book. What I'm going to do is I'm going to now click Add to Order. And it's in my shopping cart. The other cool thing that I like as well, you can remove from order or delete the product. And this part here, check and share proof. So if I want to say to my customer, hey, I want you to take a look at this album and let me know what you think. There's my album there. I have a 3D rendering here that I can share via link or other social media channels. And just with flipping, she can click and look at her product and see if she's satisfied with it. So yeah, very cool feature. Awesome. So that's how to use Album Epoca and how to order a book and use Veloce. Again, there's other ways you can do it. You can do it completely from scratch. You can outsource your album creation. There's lots of ways to do it, and it'll help streamline your workflow. Yeah, so that's it for me. I'm Chelsea Jones of Vitality Images Photography and a happy customer of Album Epoca. And thanks for listening.